Coming to you live from the Tressel Field inside the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's time for Ohio Athletic Conference women's soccer action. Tonight, BW hosts Wilmington College. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Jeff Miller, and I'm joined by my partner, Eric Kwiatkowski. We have a good broadcast on slate for you tonight, as the Yellow Jackets have beaten the Quakers 2 times in the last 4 meetings. The two squads battled to a scoreless double-time overtime stalemate last season. The last Wilmington victory was in the 2012 season when the Quakers knocked off BW by a score of 2-0 in Wilmington. In the last 3 meetings, the Yellow Jackets have outscored the Quakers by a count of 6-1, including not allowing a goal in the last 2 meetings. Eric, why don't you give us a look at the Yellow Jackets?
Sure, Jeff. The Yellow Jackets come into tonight's game with an overall record of 7-5-1 and an OAC mark of 1-1 after dropping a tough 1-0 loss to the University of Mount Union on Tuesday night. BW is led by sophomore All-OAC forward Rachel Bender with team highs in goals with 9, assists with 7, and total points with 25. Junior All-OAC forward Alex Elliott is second on the team with 8 goals and in total points with 17. In net tonight, freshman Emma Bruno leads the team with 4 wins and a .85 goals against average. 14th-year head coach Reed Ayers leads BW with a career women's mark of 146, 114, and 35, and a combined men's and women's career coaching record of 325, 295, and 67. Jeff, why don't you give us a look into the Quakers?
Thanks, Eric. Wilmington enters tonight's game with an overall record of 5-2-3 and an OAC mark of 0-1-1 after dropping a 5-1 decision to Capital University on Tuesday night. The Quakers are led by junior forward Ashley Lovett with 5 goals for 10 points. Junior netminder Anna Hostler leads the team with 4 wins and a 1.1 goals against average. The Quakers are led by veteran head coach Steve Spurk. Both teams have come to the midfield stripe here, and we'll do the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Quakers, in goal as is junior 00 Anna Hostler. At midfielder, a sophomore, number 2 Taylor Leakey. At midfield, a sophomore, number 3 Hannah Greeny. At forward, a junior, number 5 Ashley Lovett. At defense, a sophomore, number 6 Haley Brosh. At defense, a senior, number 8 Alyssa Rule. At defense, a senior, number 16 Erica Good. At forward, a sophomore, number 20 Katie Evans. At midfield, a freshman, number 24 Haley Burge. And at defense, a sophomore, number 26 Taylor Thompson. And also at defense, a freshman, number 27 Taylor Coy. The Yellow Jackets starting lineup, in goal, a freshman from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, number 1 Emma Bruno. At defense, a junior from Minerva, Ohio, number 2 Laura Hainham. At defense, from Cincinnati, Ohio, a sophomore, number 3 Bree Osborne. At midfield, from Menor, a freshman, number 5 Amanda Casella. At forward, a junior from Menor, Ohio, number 8 Courtney Schutz. At forward, a sophomore from Massillon, Ohio, number 11 Rachel Bender. At defense, a senior from Hudson, Ohio, Kelly Goff. At forward, a junior from Blacklick, Ohio, number 15 Alex Elliott. At midfield, a junior from Dublin, Ohio, Anna Poptic. At defense, a junior from North Olmsted, Ohio, number 21 Corey Miller. And rounding out the starters for the Yellow Jackets, at midfield from Stowe, Ohio, number 30 Cassandra Wakeman. The starting lineups are going right now. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem, and when we get back, we'll have first half action. You're listening to BW Women's Soccer on BWYellowJackets.com. Oh, they got it. I think you got a hot cue 'em. We want. And welcome back to women's soccer here on BWYellowJackets.com. I'm Jeff Miller, joined by my partner, Eric Kwiatkowski. Tonight's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game is being brought to you by Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. By Domino's Pizza in Berea. Call us at 440-891-0030 or go online at www.dominos.com. And by the Ohio Education Credit Union. Gain the advantage and build your future today.
It's also brought to you by the Oriole Cafe, a great place for sports, located less than 2 minutes away from campus. The Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division, the healthcare provider for BW Athletics. And American International. When you require a company with proven performance, rely on American International.
Tonight's officiating crew in the center and running the field will be Joe Kanza. The linesmen are Gary Otzker and Jason Kamak. Both teams are coming out of their huddles, and we're going to be getting underway here with first half action. Two teams that battle each other quite tightly every year. What do you think we can expect tonight?
Well, I look for BW's offense to really push the tempo and get into that attacking third a lot more. You have a great defense behind them with All-OAC defense Kelly Goff, and you have two great attackers, in my opinion, with Alex Elliott and Rachel Bender. Two girls that really do the bulk of the scoring for this team, and I look for that to continue tonight.
Definitely. That's the spark is the defense that pushes it forward to the two distributors up top. This is a young Wilmington team. Their main seniors are their defenders, so you're going to look to see that their defenders are going to try and keep the two strong offenders of BW and Bender and Elliott out of their end. It's going to be one of those interesting facts. Wilmington got beat on Tuesday night pretty handedly by Capital, who is one of the better teams in the conference, and they battled John Carroll last Saturday to a 0-0 double overtime tie. So you never know what could happen
definitely.
Here. And we're underway here in Berea. Wilmington wearing their bright fluorescent green tops with black trim, black numbers, black shorts with white trim, and black socks. BW in their home all whites with the brown and gold across the chest, brown numerals, white shorts, white socks. And Wilmington's already pushing into the end. Cross was sent in, but cleared right out by Goff, trying to get it to Bender. Bender controls in the midfield. Sends a long ball, trying to get it to Casella, but it's going to roll right back to the goalkeeper, Hostler.
You can already see what they're trying to do. You saw how fast that ball came out of that defensive field and moved all the way up to, what would you say, Casella up in the top box.
Wilmington countering quickly. Ball sent in, but headed back to Miller, but Bruno unable to get to it. It's going to be a corner kick for the Quakers. Look like it's going to be taken by number 6, Hallie Brosh. First opportunity of the night for the Quakers. Ball is sent in, headed and knocked out of bounds off the BW defense for a corner on the opposite side. That was just left there dangerously by the Yellow Jacket defense.
Yeah, I think this is a great opportunity for the Quakers to get on the board early. If they can maybe score a goal early on and, maybe get BW out of their offensive sets that they really like to run, maybe they can gain an advantage here in this first half.
Quakers have scored 13 goals on the season, but they've allowed 13. So getting on the board quickly could help them with their defense. Corner sent in, headed, punched away by Bruno. Knocked off of the BW defense for a throw-in for the Quakers. Smart play there by the Quakers. Cross sent into the middle. That's gone right to Goff, who pokes it right back out to Bender, who's deep in the BWN, trying to get it up the sideline. Shoots. Knocked away, but right back to Bender. Poptic's going to reset the offense through Goff in the back. Hanem going to try to bring it up the sideline, but she's already met by the Quakers. Elliott sends a long ball to Casella. She's going to be cut off by Thompson, who just lets it roll all the way out. Good play there by the defender, Thompson. Goal kick coming for the Quakers. BW didn't seem as quickly wanting to advance on that one. It seemed like they were trying to find the spot, but it just didn't move as quick.
Yeah, it was really interesting. You saw Rachel Bender all the way in the back trying to help out on that Wilmington attack. You know, maybe that was the case. She didn't see a lot of opening on her offensive end. Maybe that's why it was a little slow to develop.
Goal kick goes right off of Thompson and out of bounds. Not what the Quakers wanted to do. Throw-in coming for the Yellow Jackets. Poptic has it, but she's being forced all the way back. Gets it to Goff at the midfield stripe. Her pass is intercepted, but unable to control are the Quakers. Throw in for the Yellow Jackets. They're going to reset the offense through Goff again. Sends it up to Schutz, who tries to find Elliott. Header away, but Elliott's still there, and Schutz takes a shot. Not much on it, but it rolled right to the keeper, Hostler.
Got her keeper warm back there.
Yeah, first shot on goal. It wasn't a big, strong one, but I don't think Schutz thought she was going to get it that clean. Goal kick is out, and BW controls. Schutz gets it out to Casella. The two men are products. Casella sends a ball into the box. Bender hits it up and over the box through the goalpost here at Finnie Stadium.
Would have been a goal if they were playing with those lacrosse goals all the way back there.
It's sitting in the lacrosse goal. I didn't see what you were talking about until I see the bright orange ball in the lacrosse goal. But good opportunity there. She just, in soccer terms, kept her head up and popped it right over the goal. Goal kick for the Quakers. Shoots on the attack. Another shot gobbled up by Hostler. I think maybe they saw something in film that they could pop them from deep on Hostler, and she might not play them.
Well, I think you can already see and can expect that Hostler doesn't have the biggest leg from back there, and I think you can see that they're really playing up in the attacking part of the field, so maybe they saw that and were hoping to catch her off guard.
BW already back on the offensive attack. Here comes Bender. She's in the box, sends one across, broken up by the Quakers. Trying to clear it out, but Miller steps up all the way out of her defense. Poptic's going to reset through Wakeman. Wakeman splits two Quakers, trying to come forward. Loses the handle, and the Quakers kick it out of bounds. Throw in for the Yellow Jackets. Quick throw in by Miller. Bounces away from Schutz and cleared out by the Quakers. Now they're on the offensive attack. Here they come. Nice give and go between the Quakers here. Osborne cuts off the Quaker attack and kicks it out of bounds. They had a 2-on-1 with the goalkeeper and didn't take it. Throw in coming for the Quakers. This is going to be Broush again. She was on that give and go, but there was no give back across. They're saying this is a corner kick. Okay. Second one or third one in the last of the first half for the Quakers. Low liner into the box. It's bouncing around. The Quakers now control it, but Miller's going to clear it to a deep Bender again. She sends a ball to a streaking Poptic. She's going to be cut off by Thompson, who came all the way across the field. Good look there by Bender to Poptic.
Yeah, that was a great play by the defender, Thompson, working all the way from her other side of the field to get cut that ball off.
We were talking about the strong senior-lated defense, and this has been the sophomore we've been talking about the most. Quakers are trying to come forward again. Miller cuts it off at midfield. Broush loses the handle, and here come the Jackets. Schutz tries to play a give and go with Bender, and she beats her defender into the box. Sends a cross. Gets by Casella. Schutz is all by herself. Little toe poke there by the Quakers to knock it away for an easy tap in for Casella. Schutz throws it into Poptic. Her cross finds Elliott. Couldn't get enough foot on the turn. Quakers clear it out. Seems as the Quakers have to try to get back, and everything's packed in here between the 30s pretty much.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's in the Yellow Jackets' favor.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Going to have a goal kick here for the Quakers. Let's see if what you talked about a little earlier with the goalkeeper Hostler, if they're packing it in.
Yeah, you can already see Corey Miller, usually a defender, already up on the 45-yard line.
Yeah, the ball, her goal kick here, Elliott played it about the 25-yard line. That's not a very good clear out for the goalkeeper. Surprised one of the defenders hasn't tried to take it. Throw in for the Jackets. Schutz is going to send one into the box. Poptic battle in there now. Quakers cleared, but Osborne, like you said, our defense is up at the 40-yard line on the Wilmington side of the ball. Knocked out of bounds by Osborne, and here come the Quakers. Taylor Coy going to take this, the freshman. Goff clears it out and headed right back in by the Quakers. Here they come. Counter for the Yellow Jackets. Nice pass by Schutz to Bender. She's bringing it in. She shoots. Oh, her shot is just blocked and wide by I believe that's Alyssa Rule that knocked that one out to cut her off. It was Bender and the goalkeeper Hostler, and Rule came out to save the day.
Yeah, she got it right in there just in time.
First corner kick of the evening for the Yellow Jackets. You're going to have to think one of these are going to go in. They're keeping the pressure on.
Yep.
Shoots on the corner. Low liner. Off of Casella. Into the middle. Poptic has it.
Yeah, they really just have no chance to relax as the Wilmington defense because they're just cutting everything off that gets in their way.
Wilmington has had their chances, but few and far between because most of the action has been in the north side of the Finnie Stadium tonight in the BW attacking end. Wilmington trying to get it out, but like you said, Eric, they're right there. Wakeman's pass was blocked by the Quakers and sent in. First time they've been past the 50-yard line in probably the last 5 minutes. 33:50 left to play in the opening period. We're knotted at zeros. BW trying to push forward, but the Quakers intercept, and here they're coming. But Miller steps on. Sends a beautiful pass into Schutz, who's going to get it to Bender. We're going to have a foot race between her and Coy. She beats Coy. Shot, goal! Bender scores to give the Jackets the early 1-0 lead on the beautiful pass from Courtney Schutz.
That'll be her 10th goal of the season, making her the first double-digit scorer for this BW team early in the year.
33-29, BW gets the first goal of the game. The pressure has been mounting by the Yellow Jackets, and they finally get one in. Coy just could not get to Bender, and Bender slips it near post past Hostler for the go-ahead first goal of the game.
I have to say, that was a very impressive left foot from Bender.
Here comes BW already. Right off the free kick off the center start, and BW's already in the offensive end. Goal kick for Hostler. Pretty sure we'll see the BW defense at the 40-yard line again.
Yeah, they are not giving her any breaks.
That one got to about the 32-yard line, and Elliott headed, but it's coming back the other way. Good counter for the Quakers.
Uh-oh.
Goff tried to play it back, and Bruno was further over. Luckily, she got to it, and now we're countering.
Yeah, it looked like she got caught a little bit off guard.
I think she thought Goff was going to play towards the corner, and Goff took a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Goff clears it out. The big boot. Quakers are trying to counter, but the BW defense is swarming. There we go forward again. Quakers are now going to make a counter. Just a little too far for number 5, Ashley Lovett over there, guarded by Heenum. Pretty sure we could turn the lights off here in Finnie Stadium and we'd still see the Quaker uniforms. They're pretty neon and glow in the dark. Wilmington on a counter. Katie Evans, the sophomore, trying to go forward, but Bree Osborne cuts her off and gets a throw in for the Yellow Jackets. Thanks for joining us tonight here on a Friday night. One of the things you don't usually see here is an OAC soccer game on a Friday night, but between these two teams, you got coaches that have coached both teams, so the men play at Wilmington tomorrow night, so kind of difficult to play an afternoon game here and expect your coaches to be at 7 o'clock in a 4-hour trip home.
Yep, especially with the BW team on the road this weekend at Wilmington as well.
Wilmington going to counter. Long ball sent cross field to Broush. Her pass broken up by Miller, and Bender has it. She thought Schutz or Elliott were there, and neither one were already streaking the other way. BW resets through Goff, and she sends one up. Coy heads that one away. Broush is trying to get here, and she knocks it off of Bender and out of bounds. Throw in for the Quakers. Going to have a foul on Bender. Free kick coming for the Quakers.
These last 10 minutes I've seen the Quakers really get a lot more possession, even though it's been pretty much in between the 30s. They've been able to work a little bit, work their possession a little bit better.
Got a stoppage on the clock by the official. Looks like Emily Leakey got a little bumped up on that and was taking her time. So good call there by the official, but we're back into play. BW coming forward. Schutz tries to get it to Casella. She tried to play it right back to Schutz, but it was taken away by Thompson. Counter coming for the Quakers. That's Lovett. Nice give and go there between Lovett and Evans, but cut off by Heenum and made the Quakers come back out of the box. Shot by the Quakers. That's number 3, Hannah Graney. Good look there. You knew she was going to take it.
Yep.
She was just trying to get her shot, but Osborne still bumped her and made her sure it wasn't as strong. .58:55 left to play here in the first half. BW 1, Wilmington 0 on the 10th goal of the year by Rachel Bender. Wilmington trying to reset through their goalkeeper, and Lovett had to save her clear. Here comes BW on a counter. Poptic trying to work it in there. And that's going to be cleared out of bounds by number 8, Alyssa Rule, for a corner kick. It must have went in. Yeah. I couldn't tell from our angle if it was inside the flag or behind it. And it went out. Corner kick for the Yellow Jackets. Just their second of the first half. Schutz will take this one. Ball sent in. Bouncing around a few people, and the Quakers are able to clear, but Miller comes storming in.
Can't tell if that was a shot or...
I think she was looking for the shot, but I think it rolled off her foot and went harmlessly out of bounds. So good effort, unlucky finish.
It's nice to see her up there, though, playing aggressive even with the 1-goal lead.
BW has not let off the gas pedal here. Wilmington trying to get it out of their end again. Here they come with number 2, Taylor Leakey. Hanem has been on Lovett, their leading scorer. Ball rolls all the way back to Bruno. She picks it up. Puts it right back down, and she's going to send one out. BW tried to make a counter and cleared out by the Quakers. Here comes Lovett against Hanem. Cuts it inside and heel kicks it right back to Evans. Evans trying to get around Osborne. She does. Sends one in the box. Miller's right there. Miller and Broush. Broush thought she had a shot, and Miller kind of just sat down on it.
Yeah, she collapsed on the ball, looks like. Great way to stop it.
And get a shot at Bruno, but the Quakers are still keeping the pressure on. BW clears it out. Throwing, though, at midfield for the Quakers. Wilmington is keeping the pressure on. They're trying to work in another one. Broush has one in the box. He sends a cross. Hit over the top of the goal, off the field goal post, crossbar, and then back on top of the net. I thought it was a lot closer. Yep. Sub coming in for your Yellow Jackets, number 10, freshman from Dublin, and the sister of number 19, Anna Poptic. We have Kenna Poptic on the field. It's Wilmington weekend here in Berea. Tonight's women's game. And then tomorrow the football team travels to Wilmington. And the volleyball team hosts Wilmington. And the men, like we said earlier, the men's soccer team is at Wilmington for a 7 o'clock game tomorrow night. BW trying to get it out. Bender sends one deep in. It's going to roll all the way back to Hostler. No harm, no foul there. Like you said, Eric, most of the possession has been between the 30s. You get the occasional run by both teams, but most of it's been controlled between the 30s tonight. Quakers are trying to move one in again. Trying to get it into their leading score, but BW is playing her tight. Here comes the counter for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to find Bender, but she's guarded by 2 people. Gets it back to Elliott. Elliott sends a ball, trying to get it over to Casella, headed away by Thompson. And finally cleared by the Quakers. Evans had it rolled through her feet, and it gets all the way back to Goff. Anna Poptic trying to get it out of their end. Ball sent over to Casella, who made a run back for it. And then to Goff, who's got a streak in Hanem by herself off her hip, but the Quakers were able to get back, but she still maintains possession. Finds Poptic in the middle. She's now trying to get it to her sister, Kenna Poptic. Back to Casella. Casella trying to work Thompson. Thompson held her ground, and Casella sent a cross right to Hostler. Hostler punts it out. Big bounce. And then Osborne just clears it all the way back in. The only game going on tonight in the OAC women's action, John Carroll and Marietta already played to a 2-2 double overtime draw. Everybody else will be in action tomorrow.
Was that a 4:30 start then?
4 o'clock, because it looks like I believe it was in Marietta, and they don't have lights, so they play at 4 o'clock. BW trying to counter again. Elliott Poptic gets it to Elliott. Elliott back to Kenna Poptic. Her pass sent in, bounced off a Quaker defender, and Elliott sends a boomer over the top of the net, harmlessly out of play.
Uh-oh.
Elliott, we've been talking about it the whole time. You heard it. You heard Eric give the uh-oh. Hostler's goal kick comes right out to Elliott, and she saw that she was up and out of position. She just chipped her right about from the 30-yard line, sends it in, gives BW the 2-0 lead with 21:05 left to play in the first half.
Say Elliott keeping pace with Bender out there. That'll be her 9th goal of the season. And as we talked about, that deadly tandem up front has really paid dividends for BW tonight.
BW takes the early 2-0 lead on the Quakers, and they're countering again. Good start for Wilmington weekend here for the Yellow Jackets. And an even better start down at Progressive Field for the Cleveland Indians, who lead the Boston Red Sox 6-0 in the top of the 8th inning in their best-of-5 series in Game 2. Wilmington is just struggling to get it out of the end, like you've said, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Send a long ball in, and the all-region defender, Goff, heads it out, but they're coming right back. It's been a head ball. Now Lovett has it. She's trying to turn against Hanem, and she does. Still has the ball. She's moving around. Gets it back to number 3. Elliott comes all the way back from the forward position to knock the Quakers off the ball, and the counter to Casella. Quakers are trying to make their move now. Got a step. Take a long shot against Bruno, but it bounces 3 times right into her. Good look there. Maybe they saw something on the tape too against us, so that the long ball, Bruno can't handle a couple bounces. Miller trying to get it out to Anna Poptic, and it just gets a little too past her. Throwing for the Quakers. Quakers need to find a goal here. They've been held scoreless in their last 2 games.
And we talked about the stifling defense of BW, only giving up .92 goals a game And you can definitely see that on display here.
Here comes the counter. Evans now has it. She's going to try to find Lovett. She's still on the ball. Osborne's going to try and cut her off, but Lovett cuts her off herself. In the same place, 2 defenders for the Jackets, 2 offenders for the Quakers. BW coming the other way. Bender trying to make a run on a pass from Elliott. She was all the way across field, and she got to it. She sends a ball into the middle to Elliott, but broken up by the freshman Coy. Miller and Anapoptic try to play a 2-man and got broken up by the Quakers. Quakers are trying to counter again. Lovett knocked off the ball. Chipped right back to her, but Goff is there to gobble it up and clear it out. Bender trying to counter now. She's still on the ball. The Quakers try to clear, but it goes off of Bender and all the way out of bounds. She couldn't just get to it in time. Goal kick coming for the Quakers, and we got a couple substitutions coming on for both teams. For the Quakers, it looks like number 23 and number 10 are on the floor on the field now. That'll be number 10 is Stephanie Randolph, a junior from Monroe, Ohio, and number 23 Melanie Hall, a junior defender from Beaver Creek for the Quakers.
And on for the Yellow Jackets is number 7 Marissa Fabrizi.
Corey Miller with a throw-in right to Allie Lakey. That's the other sub that came out. We were trying to figure out who came in. Throw-in for the Yellow Jackets. Lakey, the senior defender out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And Fabrizi, the sophomore. She's listed as a defender, but she plays forward out of Brunswick. Quakers are coming forward. You got Evans and Randolph, who just came in. Cross by Evans, goes out of bounds. Goal kick for the Yellow Jackets. Yeah, Quakers haven't scored a goal in their last 2 good games, but before that, they were on a 4-game winning streak, and they didn't give up a goal in that 4-game winning streak. So they have the firepower to do it. It's just they've been on the side of the ball they don't want to be right now.
Yep.
BW trying to counter, and we're going to have a throw-in for the Yellow Jackets as Lakey's pass went off a Quaker and out of bounds. Hanem going to throw this one in. 15:08 left to play in the first half. Thanks for joining us. Fabrizi's going to take this throw in. And no, she's not. She's called off by Hanem. Even with the pressure that the Yellow Jackets have kept on the Quakers, 3 defenders are always back by the 50.
Yep. And we talked about it. That's just the confidence that Coach Reed Ayers has in his defense, where he can leave only 3 people back there against the 2 offensive people for the Quakers and have confidence that they can get the job done.
Hanem coming forward, bounces it over the head of Elliott. Now Bender's got it. She's trying to work in the box. Her pass back to Elliott, intercepted, but there's Lakey. And the Quakers are able to clear that one, but Miller and Lakey won't let it out. Here, Lakey's got it now. And Coy knocks it out of bounds. Always seeing, like you said, the defense. 1 defender or 2 of them are coming forward, and then somebody rotates back, so there's at least 3. Quakers are trying to counter. Evans makes a good move against Wakeman. Wakeman's going to catch her, though, and one little touch too far for Evans, and the all-region defender in Goff knocks it out of bounds. Throw-in for the Quakers. Well, we have a chance. Tonight's Yellow Jackets women's soccer game is being brought to you by the Hoffman Group, and Oswell Company for all your insurance and risk management needs. By Medical Mutual of Ohio, the healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University, and the Comfort Inn in Middleburg Heights, where comfort is just a part of the service we provide our guests.
Also brought to you by Parkway Auto Care in Berea, Strongsville Express Tire and Automotive, and Montville Express Tire and Automotive. We serve the southwestern suburbs of Greater Cleveland. And the Courtyard by Marriott and Tom Plate Suites in Middleburg Heights. Have you stayed at a Marriott today?
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. BW going to counter now out of the defensive end. Poptic's going to send one through, gets it to Elliott. She kind of overran it and stepped on it herself, so she has to reload. And her pass is cleared out by Thompson. And then Hanem just knocks one into the visiting bleachers here over at Finnie Stadium where nobody sits. So one of the BW men's soccer players who's serving as a ball boy has to jump the fence and go up there and get it. We're going to have a throw in for the Yellow Jackets now that Hanem has to get to it. BW substitution for Elliott. Number 22, that's Hope Martin, a freshman from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Ball gets out of bounds, past Bender, throw in for the Quakers. Pretty decent crowd here for a Friday night. No, usually on a Friday night here, it's Berea Mid-Park High School playing football, so rare chance for the Yellow Jackets to play as the Titans are on the road tonight. Not sure who they play. They played the Battle of Bagley Road last Friday as it was Berea Mid-Park against Olmsted Falls. They're back here next Friday night against North Olmsted, Corey Miller's hometown. Substitution coming on for the Quakers. Looks like that's number 15, Alex Vestal from Orlando, Florida. More and more you see that in the OAC these days, that there are student athletes from Florida and all over the country. More and more. Before it was just an Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York kind of thing. Now it's everywhere.
Yeah, you saw it start a lot in football because Mount Union has a great tie to Florida down there. But, yeah, you're definitely right. Recently it's carried over to most sports.
BW clears it. Anna Poptic runs over the ball, and here comes the Quakers, but that's intercepted by Wakeman. Good defense there. BW women will not be home again here at Finnie Stadium they're gone all of next week. I believe their next game at home is Tuesday, October 18th against Heidelberg. They have road games at crosstown rival John Carroll on next Wednesday. Then they're in New Concord, Ohio on next Saturday for a game against Muskingum. BW trying to make another counter, and Bender was the only one there. Takes the throw in back to Martin. Martin tries to play it back to her, and the Quakers kick it out of bounds. Yeah, Bender's running all over the place by herself. The two distributors for her are on the bench getting their breather right now, and Schutz and Elliott. Fabrizi with the throw in. And that's cleared out by the Quakers. Goff cleared it out of the defensive end and right out of bounds. Throw in for the Quakers. Well, they're saying a free kick.
I think it hit someone on the arm.
I think that was well before Goff even got to the ball because the official's flag was in the air, but I didn't see with him. I don't know what the call was there, but either way, we're going forward with the Quakers. Vestal trying to get one into Randolph. Kicked out by Miller for a Quaker goal kick, or corner kick, excuse me. 8:05 left to play in the first half. BW leads the Quakers 2-0 on goals by Bender and Elliott. The corner kick is going to be on its way. Sent in. Kenna Pop to cut it off. It's still bouncing around. Finally, Lakey gets it out. And it's finally cleared up by Fabrizi, but the Quaker defense is all the way into the BW end now. Cross coming, intercepted by Miller, and it's put right back in. Bruno has to come off her line. Little collision there between Vestal and Bruno. Knocked the ball out of Bruno's hand. Free kick coming for the Yellow Jackets. Bruno takes it quickly out to Miller. Thompson sends it forward again for the Quakers. They're trying to make a move. Randolph and Miller's going to cut her off for the throw-in. Good shield there by Corey Miller. We got substitutions coming for the Yellow Jackets.
It'll look like number 9. That'll be Jenny Burdick. And number 23, and that'll be Kristen Lee on for the Jackets.
And now another substitution for the Quakers. Number 14, Sarah Pierce. That's what I thought, and then I heard the public address announcer give that too. Ball sent in by the Quakers. Miscommunication there between Bruno and Hanem. Bruno came off her line trying to play it. Hanem was there to try to head it away. Luckily for the Yellow Jackets, Hanem got enough head on it that it went up and over the goal and not down and in.
Yeah, keeper's got to take priority on that one. You never know which way it's going to bounce off your head, and that's usually the goalie's call, kind of like the center fielder in baseball, where you have to give way to them.
Corner sent in. It's bouncing around. Yellow Jackets get a toe off it, but it's still there. Quakers send another one in. Goff heads it out. That ball's headed back in by number 8, Alyssa Rule. And Bruno had to punch it over the top. Quakers are putting the pressure on. BW defense that we talked about doesn't look like they're on their top of their toes right now.
Yeah, Quakers definitely taking initiative in the last 5 minutes.
And there it is, off the corner kick. They get a goal for it's one of the defenders because she's running all the way back. Number 16, that's Erica Good. How it all transpired there was the corner kick came in, was headed in, and Corey Miller was on the line and headed it out right back to Good, and she headed it over at Miller in for the goal. 2-1 Quakers.
Yeah,
Yellow Jackets. Sorry.
That's a huge goal for the Quakers. Getting that momentum going into the second half is huge for them. I want to see how BW responds at least in these last 4.5 minutes to see maybe if they can put the pressure on like they did in the first about 20 minutes of the first half.
Quakers have life, like you said. Let's see what happens in the last 4 minutes. Who goes into the locker room with more momentum? Right now, the Quakers have it. Good move by Bender. She's trying to get by 2. She sends it right through the Quaker defender. Good. And we got an offsides on Lakey. Let's say that was looking too easy.
Yeah.
There was nobody.
There's 2 BW attackers on there.
Yeah, it was Martin and Lee, and poor Hostler was all alone. Luckily, they were off. Quakers are coming forward again. Great pass there by number 10, Randolph, but it's taken away by Goff. But here they come again. They got Goff out of position with that clear, but BW able to get it out. Nice heel turn by Kenapoptic. She sends one long across field, trying to get it to Fabrizi. Thompson misplayed it, but she regains possession to Hostler, and she gets it out. Luckily, nobody from BW was there. Otherwise, that could have been another chip opportunity. Getting fast and furious here a little bit in the last 2.5 minutes. Goff plays it back to Bruno, who clears it out. The Quakers have taken the swing here.
Yep.
They're coming forward. Pierce trying to send one across. Headed out by Goff. Nobody there for the Quakers. And Lakey clears it out, but the Quaker defense comes all the way up. Good again. Try to send one in. Bounces two crosses or shots, whatever you want to call them, off of Lakey. BW trying to clear it out off of Coy at midfield and going forward. Substitution coming on for the Yellow Jackets. Looks like number 27, that's Claire Cuthbertson. She's going to come up forward, and Lakey's going to go play defense in the far corner for Hanem, who goes out. Lakey sends one back in, headed up by the Quakers. Bouncing around. Nobody has possession. The Yellow Jackets have it. Bender's trying to work two Quaker defenders. And somehow she gets a pass off, and then she's fouled as she does it.
Big opportunity here for the Jackets right before the half.
This would be a dagger in the Quakers, who've turned the momentum if the BW is able to score within the last minute here. We're at a minute left in the first half.
We know how Goff loves these set pieces.
She's got a foot. We all know that. She can clear it out of the deep end, but she's got a direct kick here.
Yep.
3 Quakers are in the wall. She sends one. She chips them, tried to bend it right around them. Went unfortunately right to Hostler, who didn't have to move much off her line. We're under a minute. We got 50 seconds left in the first half. BW going to try and get one in here before the half. But the Quaker defense is not going to allow it as they clear it all the way up. We have 35 seconds left to go. You're going to have a foul on the Yellow Jackets. Quakers are trying to quickly push it up.
It's really been the first few times we've seen the referee blow his whistle all night.
Yeah, there's, I think, been 3 fouls in the entire first half, and one was a handball, I think. We have 15. This is going to probably be the last opportunity of the first half. Sent in by the Quakers. That's going to do it. We've played a first. We've played 45 here. BW 2, Wilmington 1. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to BW Women's Soccer on BWYellowJackets.com. We'll be right back with a look at the first half stats and second half action. And welcome back to BW Women's Soccer on BWYellowJackets.com. I'm Jeff Miller, and I'm joined by my partner tonight, Eric Kwiatkowski. We're about ready for second half action. Eric, not a lot to talk about in the first half. We got 3 goals, but just give a little quick glance at the stats for us.
Yeah, shots going on in the first half. Wilmington had 5. Baldwin Wallace had 9. Corner kicks, Wilmington pretty much dominated the first half with 8 corner kicks to Baldwin Wallace's 2. Wilmington had to make 3 saves in goal. Bruno only had to make 2 saves. As you said, goals from Rachel Bender and Alex Elliott on BW's end, and a goal from Erica Good from Wilmington. It gives us the score that we have now at 2-1.
We're about ready for second half action. The Quakers are already on the field. BW's in the huddle still. Big key there, you said on the stats that Wilmington had 8 corner kicks, and that's how they scored their goal, off a corner kick that actually was the second corner kick of back-to-back corner kicks that they scored.
Another stat to point out for you, for this season, Wilmington has shot 90 shots in the second half compared to their opponents' only 52 shots in the second half. So, as you can tell, Wilmington's definitely going to come out more aggressive in this second half and look to get aggressive and score the ball.
Wilmington got off the schneid, as we'd like to say, by getting their first goal in the last 3 games. They've been shut out the previous 2. And goal before that, they shut their opponents out in 4 straight. They've been shut out 3 times on the year as Wilmington, including their very first one. We're underway. BW sent it out. A bounce off the initial kickoff, and then Wilmington cleared it out, and now we're back in. Schutz takes a shot, bouncing around, and Hostler gobbles it up before Casella could get back there.
Nice diving save. It looked like it had a little bit more on it than Hostler, excuse me.
Her punt goes off of Elliott's head and into the BW defensive end. Quakers send one deep into the BWN, but Goff is going to just be there. To let it roll out of bounds for a throw-in for the Yellow Jackets. We got lucky there. Miller just nonchalantly kind of threw that one. Throw-in for the Quakers now. Nice move by Evans. She gets by Goff. Osborne's there to cut her off. Goal kick, though, for the Yellow Jackets. First foul of the second half committed by the Yellow Jackets. Free kick here for the Quakers. Deep in the BW end. Can hear Bruno barking out the calls for the wall for Casella, Schutz, and Alex Elliott are in the wall, so your forwards are your wall deep in the defensive end. Shot off the post! BW still trying to get it out. Now Elliott's going to send a long ball up. Here comes Bender. She comes all the way streaking from across field. She's making a move towards the net. Cross! Poptick's there, but just plays it back to Elliott. Elliott trying to get through, but taken away by 2 Quaker defenders. Greeny with that free kick for the Quakers that went right off the post. Don't think Bruno thought that one was coming down. I think she thought that was going over the top.
Yeah.
Throwing for the Yellow Jackets. Bender spins, shot, save. Good look there by Bender. We got a new goalkeeper in, too, for the Quakers. I just noticed that. Lita Moyer is now playing in between the net pipes. Motorcycle streaking down Bagley Road tonight. Beautiful night here in Berea. Wouldn't expect this for an October 7th night here in Berea. About 70-some degrees probably still.
And we'll take it where we can get it.
Throwing for the Quakers. Evans pops that one in. Headed into the middle. Goff gets a foot on it. Bender all the way back to get it. Miller playing it up to Anna Poptic. Now to Bender. Good one touches coming from the Yellow Jackets. Nice give and go all the way down the sideline until you got to a pass in the middle, and the defense pulled on Elliott. She didn't realize she was behind him. We've played 5 minutes here in the second half. BW 2, Wilmington 1. Wilmington almost had the equalizer. Wilmington trying to make a counter, and there's an offsides there for the Quakers. Or went out of bounds. Throw in. Not much doing on the sideline there. Back and forth throw-ins coming for both teams. That throw-in by the Quakers goes all the way out of bounds. Out the back end. Goff shielded it all the way out. Goal kick for Bruno. Bender was battling at the 40-yard line. Her pass just goes all the way back to Thompson, who plays it into the goalkeeper, Moyer. She plays it out. Elliott headed it on, but Casella and Schutz were both offside, so they had to let it roll all the way back to Moyer. Optic sends one down to Bender. Nice run here. She sends one in the middle. Cleared out by the Quakers. Schutz couldn't get there in time. 38:05 left to play in the second half. BW keeping the offensive pressure on. Optic trying to get in there, and the Quaker defense holds tight and kicks it out of bounds. Throw-in coming for Schutz. Quakers trying to get it out. Goff sends it right back in, and now the Quakers are trying to counter. Ball sent up to Lovett, who's been guarded tightly by Hanem. BW trying to counter. Wakeman finds Hanem. Elliott was trying to play the two-man with Hanem, but that rolled right out of bounds. Throw-in for the Quakers. Like to take a time right now to thank some of our sponsors. Tonight's Yellow Jackets women's soccer game is being brought to you by Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. By Domino's Pizza in Berea. Call us at 440-891-0030. Lovett took a shot there and saved by Bruno.
Yeah, you can definitely see the skills of Lovett. She's very fast and very good with the ball at her feet, and she can easily be a catalyst for this offense coming into the second half.
She's a junior from Washington Courthouse, Ohio, which is literally like, I would say, like North Olmsted here to Berea. It's right around the corner from Wilmington. Kind of similar to the first half, that the ball's kind of been in the same end. But here comes Bender. Great ball by Schutz again. Bender stops. 2 defenders. Passer. Goal! Schutz to Bender. Same combo for the first goal of the game. Gets the 3rd goal of the game.
That'll be her 11th goal of the season. 2nd assist by Schutz on the night as well. That tandem's been working really well for them as of late. Bender was able to get to her spot and be really patient with that shot. She took that kind of stop and hesitation. She's so great on the wing that I think they thought they were going to go to the sideline, but she cut back in the middle and was able to take a great shot.
She just stopped on a dime and let him blow right by her. To use the Top Gun, I'm going to put the brakes on and let them blow right by us, and they sure did. Beautiful move by Bender. Schutz and Bender give the Yellow Jackets a 2-goal advantage. Schutz now moves into 2nd place in assists behind Bender with 4 on the year. Wilmington going to try to counter quickly. Nice pass here between Greeny and Brosh, but Brosh sends one in and out of bounds on the cross there. Goal kick for the Yellow Jackets. Tonight's Yellow Jackets women's soccer game is being brought to you by the Ohio Education Credit Union. Gain the advantage and build your future today.
Also being brought to you by the Oriole Cafe, a great place for sports, located less than 2 minutes away from campus. The Cleveland Clinic Sports Health Division, the healthcare provider for BW Athletics, and American International, where you require a company with proven performance, rely on American International.
Wakeman trying to clear it out. Thanks again to all of our sponsors for making this year's webcast possible. Even being down 2 goals, the pressure by the Quakers, they have not stopped from the minute, from the horn from each half. They've started.
Like I said, they love to be aggressive in the second half. Over 90 shots now in the second half of their games.
BW coming forward again. Here's Elliott. She gets one into Schutz. Schutz tried to get it right back, but the Quaker defense was right there. Not to take anything away from the Yellow Jacket offense, they've had 106 shots in the second half.
Yeah.
But if you look at the stats there, Eric, it's pretty even, 106 to 96 shots. So both teams, when the Yellow Jackets are playing, second half, everybody's firing.
Yep.
Looks like to me that the goal here in the Wilmington end is crooked. That the near post is further up.
Much farther, yeah.
Maybe that's a Quaker trick here. A lot of the action has been played again between the 30s. And last time I said that, Schutz sends that long ball to Bender, and here she comes again. She heads it right off her to her. Out of bounds off the Quakers. Corner kick coming for the Yellow Jackets. Schutz will take this one. 32-25 left to play in regulation. Shoots to the short corner to Casella, then plays it back to Schutz, and she tried to shoot it, and she wasn't happy with her own shot there. She kind of went down and pounded the turf. Corey Miller battling, brings it right back forward to Bender. She gets it into Elliott. Elliott turns, fires just wide. Good look there.
I always think that's one of the toughest shots in soccer when you have to immediately turn and then you're almost not even looking at the goal when you're shooting. I guess that's just the reactionary kind of traits of soccer players. They know exactly where the goal is.
I can tell you, being years of playing myself, I wasn't very good at turning on that. I would be the one launching them over. Maybe that's why teams turned me into more of a defender, goalkeeper in my older age. Throwing for the Yellow Jackets. Lucky there for Bree Osborne. She overplayed the ball and it went out of bounds. Otherwise, the Quakers were gone. BW going to counter. That's the one thing with shoots. She plays it one touch.
Yep.
You never just right there like Evans did to Lovett. Lovett then gets run off the ball by Goff. They're coming the other way now. Here comes Bender again. Bender's cross to Elliott with the tap in. Kind of looked, the defense was kind of slow getting back there on Elliott. Bender just sends a cross to her. She just tapped it in.
I think they must have a bet going. See who can score more goals in the season because it is just back and forth. Every time Bender seems to score, Elliott seems to score right back, and it's been a great tandem for them this whole year.
30-30 left to play in regulation. BW 4, Wilmington 1. And should we say Bender 2, Elliott 2, yep. Wilmington 1. And on that, Bender gets her team-leading 8th assist of the year.
She's doing it all.
Yeah, Eric, you're saying that I remember doing a couple games ago, Elliott had the team lead. Bender tied her. Elliott took the lead again. Bender tied it again, and now Bender has the lead.
Yep.
It's been back and forth between those two. That's something you don't usually get, that you're going to have double-figure goal scorers between the two starters.
Yeah.
That's Elliott's 10th. So we got you got 11-10. That's pretty impressive.
And then that's it. No one else has more than 2.
And you got Schutz and Goff with 2.
And Jacqueline Brown with 2 as
Jacqueline
well.
Brown, yeah. And Jacqueline Brown's a reserve player, so she's gotten those coming off the bench. And you really look at it, the dealers too. It's Bender,
yep.
And then after tonight, Schutz with her 2 moves into 4. Other than that, everybody's got 1. Substitutions coming out for the Yellow Jackets. Number 22, Hope Martin, and it looks like number 33, Allie Lakey. So two young ladies that had a lot of action in the first half are back on quickly in the second half. 3-goal lead. You might as well see who else you got.
Yeah, I'll be surprised to see how long Coach Reed Ayers leaves Elliott and Bender in the game.
Bender seems to play a majority of the minutes as it is, so I don't think she came out in the first half.
No, and you can tell she's given it her all the whole time they're playing.
You're going to get subs now for the Quakers. Lovett's going to go off, and so is Brosh. Coming on are number 15. That is Alex Vestal. And I believe the other one is number 10, Stephanie Randolph. So people that have all seen action are on the field right now for both teams. There it was again. Schutz gets one right out of the defensive end, plays it right to Martin. She sends a ball into Bender, who just barely got a foot on it. Coy was running stride for stride with her. She still got it wasn't even her near foot, it was her back foot, and she still was able to toe poke it at Moyer. throwing for your Yellow Jackets. Nobody else is playing in the OAC this evening. Only 2 other teams played on a Friday. That was the John Carroll Blue Streaks and the Marietta College Pioneers, who played to a 2-2 tie this afternoon down in Marietta. Everybody else is in action on Saturday.
It'll be interesting to see. You said we travel to John Carroll next Tuesday?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. We handled Marietta pretty well. I'd like to see how they take care of. Usually it's a pretty good game between the 2 teams. I'd like to see how that plays out.
That is Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock in University Heights. The BW and John Carroll men play on Tuesday night here in Finnie Stadium, and that's usually
a good game.
That's a game that turns into pushing and shoving and an all-out war every year. Schutz takes a free kick, and now it's cleared out. BW trying to push it back in. The BW men are in action tomorrow night against the same Quakers down on Townsend Field at Williams Stadium at 7 o'clock. Hopefully the BW football team and the Wilmington football team don't go into a marathon overtime thing, because they kick off at 2 o'clock on the same field. Believe it's homecoming for the Quakers tomorrow, so that's why the 2 o'clock start for the football game. The football team has been on the road the last 2 weeks. They return home next Saturday for a game against Muskingum on fall break here at BW. So come on out. There'll be plenty of room. Half the students will probably go home. BW pushing it forward again. Elliott tried to get ahead on it. Normally that's a Bender streak on, but she was down at the 50-yard line. That's a little much to ask for her.
Yeah.
The BW volleyball team hosts Wilmington tomorrow afternoon in Earthsprung Gymnasium for a 1 o'clock OAC match. The 19-2 Yellow Jackets take on the 1-16 Quakers. Both cross-country teams are idle after competing in the All-Ohio Championships last Friday. They're back in action next Saturday on the 15th at nearby Oberlin College and the Interregional Rumble. The only other fall sports team that's still in action, other than we haven't talked about, is the women's golf team. I believe they play at the tournament hosted by Worcester on Saturday and Sunday. They got one more after that the following week. Coach John Kapusta said he was going to play 6 tournaments this fall because he saw the Farmer's Almanac saying a lot of snow for the spring, so he didn't know how many tournaments he would be able to get in. Here come the Quakers counter. Evans pass broken up by Osborne. Here comes BW. Schutz is trying to send one in, but it's broken up by the defense. Here's Lakey. Her pass is intercepted and cleared out by the Quakers. 23-35 left to play in this one. All Yellow Jackets right now, 4-1. 2 goals apiece for Rachel Bender and Alex Elliott. Great ball sent up by Elliott to Martin. Brings it in. Moyer comes off her line to take that cross away. Otherwise, I think Bender has her hat trick. Great play there by Moyer. Bender was just lurking, waiting to tap it in. See if anybody was going to throw the hats on the field like hockey. Corner taken. Anna Poptic trying to battle for it now. Lakey has it. She takes a shot. Great save by Moyer. Bender's there for it. She sends it in. Lakey now heads one. And the Quaker defense finally gets on it and lets it roll out of the back end for a corner kick. A lot of action right there. I got caught off guard with Lakey's bullet that Moyer sent it. I didn't even see Bender pick it up. Corner kick going to be taken by Schutz. Martin's going to come out, but the Quakers aren't going to allow the short corner here. Ball sent in, and it comes all the way back to Schutz. She finds Poptic. Osborne chips one in. Martin's trying to get to it, and the Quaker defender, Good, shields her. Goal kick coming for the Quakers. Let's see. I really haven't paid attention. You know, we haven't had many goal kicks, so let's see how BW handles Moyer and if they're going to pack it in the middle or she gets a bigger kick out than Hassler did. Elliott was there. Short kick as well again. Off of Lakey and out of bounds. 21-12 left to play in regulation. Throw-in for the Quakers off of Martin, so they're going to advance it on throw-ins. And Goff just knocks it out of bounds to the BW men's soccer team, who I think one's serving as ball boy and the rest of them are sitting here eating nachos and hot dogs.
You still got to love the camaraderie of these two teams, both coached by Reed Ayers, of course, but they always come out to support each other, and I know that's sometimes their job to get the ball, but they love coming out and supporting each other.
Yeah, they're always together, you know. Mm-hmm. Here comes subs for the Yellow Jackets, and there goes Rachel Bender getting a well-deserved breather. And Elliott. Fabrizi and Kenna Poptic come on for the Yellow Jackets. Martin is going to move to the far side as she was playing right in front of the press box. And Schutz is going to be playing near us now. Little contact, but play on, says the official. Ball sent in. Hainham there to knock it away. It was a little dangerous there. Erica Good, who got the lone goal for the Quakers, sends a ball that nobody probably thought she was going to put in on net. BW trying to counter again. Off the foot of the Quakers who were trying to clear it, but now Martin's got it. Schutz sends one into Fabrizi. She stops it. Passes it right to...
I don't know who they're going to give that goal to.
I believe it's who everybody's going to celebrate with here first, and I'm not sure. It's not Martin because she's going away. So that is Anna Poptic with the goal. Poptic and Martin were right there. Heads up play there by Fabrizi, who knew she didn't have a left foot and just left it on the ground for them to for Poptic to knock it in.
That'll be Poptic's second goal of the season.
Always a good thing to have when you have two players there, but don't want to take away from your teammates, but you got to get that goal. 5-1 BW. You're going to get a foul here on the Quakers. Just the second whistle, I think, blown by the official in this second half.
Very clean game.
As you were saying, Reed Ayers coaches both teams, and I believe the only other person counterpart in the conference that has it is Wilmington's coach. It was one of the things to do when Reed first got hired here is to have two teams be the coach for, but it's gone away.
Yeah, you know, there's benefits and downfalls to coaching both teams, but Overall, I think he's done a really great job with both teams. I said with the camaraderie of the team, bringing each team out to support each other, and I think he's done a great job.
He has. I wouldn't want to wish it on my worst enemy, having to coach two teams and trying to find talent and coach.
Yeah.
He's got great assistants in Jim Wyken for the women and Louis Rocco, who serves for both. But Jim is a great recruiter for this women's team. And his volunteers and Chris Kraft and his student coaches. Reed's got the support he needs to help run practices, because it's got to be difficult trying to run two practices at the same time.
Absolutely.
When you're fighting for time on Tressel Field with the football team, the cross-country team runs on the track, you got out of season lacrosse trying to find practice time. It's got to be difficult trying to coach two teams at times. I mean, living here on campus, Eric, that these lights here at Finnie Stadium are on sometimes at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anytime they can get on the field is great time. So
counter by the Quakers, quickly ended by Hanum, and we're going to get substitutions for the Quakers.
Coming off, it's going to be number 2, Taylor Leak, and number 20, that's Katie Evans. On is number 14, and that will be Sarah Pierce. And finally, for the Quakers, number 13, and that is Bailey Hauk.
BW countering. Here comes Martin. She's cut off by number 18, Courtney Fernandez. Corner kick coming for your Yellow Jackets. Nope, they're saying goal kick. Final down at Progressive Field. Your Indians take game 2, 6-0. Lead the best of 3, 2 games to none. Both ALDS series taken by the Indians and the Blue Jays for a 2-0 advantage. And the LA Dodgers lead the Nationals by a score of 4-3, heading to the 8th. BW trying to counter. Fernandez pushes. Poptic off the ball. Out of bounds. Throwing for your Yellow Jackets. Schutt's trying to turn now. Quakers are trying to counter. BW could move up in the standings tonight. They'll be the only other team in the conference with 2 wins. Obviously, Capital's playing tomorrow, but they would have 2 wins. John Carroll, who we play next week, is 1-0-2 in conference play. Just tells you how tough the conference can be, that there's a lot of ties. Free kick coming for the Quakers. We have 14 minutes left to go in this one. Thanks for joining us for OAC women's soccer action on a Friday night from Berea. BW countering. Poptic going to try to get one to Fabrizi. She's going to get cut off by number 8, Haley Rule, the senior defender out of Miamisburg, Ohio. Free kick or goal kick coming for the Yellow Jacket, or for the Quakers, excuse me. Tonight's Yellow Jackets women's soccer game is being brought to you by the Hoffman Group and Oswald Company for all of your insurance and risk management needs. by Medical Mutual of Ohio, the healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University, and by the Comfort Inn in Middleburg Heights, where comfort is just part of the service we provide our guests.
Finally, tonight's game is brought to you by Parkway Auto Care in Berea, Strongsville Express Tire and Automotive, and Montville Express Tire and Automotive. We serve the southwestern suburbs of Greater Cleveland. And the Courtyard by Marriott and Town Place Suites in Middleburg Heights. Have you stayed at a Marriott today?
Thank you to all of our sponsors for making all of our webcasts this year possible. Throw-in coming for the Yellow Jackets. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention in the first half, but the Quakers stand. Everyone on their bench is standing. I don't know if they've done that all game or not, but I just noticed that they're all standing, and I was going to say nobody's standing on the BW bench, but everybody's coming in as a substitution because they were just running down the bench.
Yeah, only 2 warming up for the Quakers, but yeah, all of them are still standing.
So we're going to get 4, possibly 5 substitutions for the Yellow Jackets. Looks like 4 right now. Everybody else over there might have played already.
Yep.
Loose ball cleared out by Lakey. Wilmington keeping the pressure on. Osborne pops one straight up in the air. Martin trying to battle with Fernandez for it, and Fernandez kicks it right out. Nice trap by our head coach, Reed Ayers, on the sideline there. Subs are coming in.
Yeah, we got about 2 defenders coming in. That'll be number 25. Number 25 is Kara Painter. And on the far sideline, it's going to be Morgan Dickman, number 12. We also have Claire Cuthbertson in the game. And finally, it's going to be Kristen Lee back in the ball game.
And that quickly, Dickman gets fouled, and third foul of the game, and Goff sends one all the way out of the defensive end back into the Quaker box. Painter and Fabrizi trying to make something happen here. Fabrizi's pass just a little too far for Painter, and it goes out of bounds. 10:15 left to play here in regulation. BW up 5-1. It's no longer the Rachel Bender, Alex Elliott show as Anna Poptic has scored the 5th goal for the Yellow Jackets. Bender and Elliott have the other 2. 1 goal comes from Erica Good for the Quakers on a header off a corner. Moyer gobbles that one up. Punts it out. Bouncing around on the Finney turf. And Goff is going to send it back in. Fernandez heads it right back at her. Let's see if they try it again. Nope, Goff kicked it away from her this time. Cuthbertson's ball off of number 24, Haley Burge. Here come the Quakers. That's Vestal. Vestal's ball stolen by the Yellow Jackets. Hope all of Alex's family is able to listen to us tonight in Orlando, Florida, and are all safe because of Hurricane Matthew. I have a few friends that live down there and said everything is A-OK for them right now. So hopefully you're enjoying our broadcast and you are safe in Orlando. Throw-in coming for the Quakers, and we got a sub as well for them. Coming on is, I can't see her number. Number 29, that's Amy Johnson. a freshman midfielder from Warsaw, Ohio, and Riverview High School. Shot by number 21, Madison Weedman. Her shot is high and out of bounds. Goal kick coming for the Yellow Jackets. 7:51 left to play in regulation. Leading into this game, I didn't know what we were going to get, Eric. I was hoping not for a double overtime game like last year. I don't think the Quakers wanted their third one third one of the season and the second one in a week span.
Yeah, definitely not. That's so tough.
That's a lot of action for a team to have to eat up 110 minutes in 3 games.
Yeah, 90 is just enough, especially when you're playing 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, you play 110 on a Saturday, and then you come back and play 90 more on a Tuesday, and then you're turning right back around and playing 90 more on a Friday. Quick turnaround this week for the Quakers and the Yellow Jackets. Now into the game for the Yellow Jackets, number 9, Jenny Burdick. Everybody could have played. I can't sit between who coaches, trainers, former
They're
players.
all wearing the same stuff over on that bench.
The players that played already. I'm not sure who is in and who hasn't played. Six and a half left to go in this one. Lee going to play it back to Dickman. Nice ball on the sideline to Burdick. She gets it up to Hope Martin. Her pass for Lee intercepted. She's going to put it right back in. And now it's turned into a game of kick it back and forth to each other and out of bounds for a throw-in for the Yellow Jackets. Quakers are trying to make something happen. They knocked Burdick right off the ball. Foul on the Quakers. Free kick coming for your Yellow Jackets. 5:22 left to play in this one. BW on top of the Quakers by a score of 5-1.
It's really been all BW all second half. Wilmington just hasn't had the chances to get back into this game.
They had that early free kick within the probably first 3 minutes of the second half that went right off the crossbar, and they haven't been in the offensive end with good looks very often. Substitutions coming on for your Yellow Jackets. Number 34, Leah Armstead, a freshman forward out of New Albany, Ohio. And I believe, number 13, Courtney Coffer, a freshman defender out of Norton, is in the all-region defender, and Kelly Goff's night is over as Burdick will take over for her in her position as the sweeper. BW trying to counter. Thompson tried to get it out off of Cuthbertson and back into play. Good look here for the Quakers. The BW defense is back, though. Lee going to send one up. Bouncing around in the midfield, and the Quakers are going to pop it back in. Good cross here coming for the Quakers, but cleared out by Burdick. Just as we said, the pressure wasn't there. The Quakers have turned it on just a tad here.
Yep.
Counter coming for the Yellow Jackets. Fabrizi heads it. Good pops it straight up. Leads there off the top of her head. loses her headband. And out of bounds, throwing for your Quakers. 3:10 left to play in this one. This is definitely not the Friday Night Lights they talked about in the movie. Counter coming for the Quakers. That was a pretty nifty move there by Stephanie Randolph. Couldn't get around Coffer, though, as she kicks it straight out of bounds. Here comes a substitution for your Yellow Jackets. Number 6, Bess Masad, a sophomore forward out of Bay Village, Ohio. Trying to look at the roster. I think there might be 3 or 4 players that might have not seen action, and 2 of them are goalkeepers.
Yeah.
And they may not all be dressed tonight, so I don't.
Yeah, tonight's a good night to definitely get some of your players some well-earned experience.
2:10 and counting. BW is going to go on to the victory here. Good start to the weekend for Reed Ayers and his coaching staff. Pick up the women's victory now. Try to close out the weekend with a win on the road in Wilmington at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Armstead trying to make something happen. And that ball gets out of bounds. Throwing for the Quakers. 1:30 left to play here. If you haven't been into Tressel Field lately or this year, need to come down and check out a game here with our new video scoreboard that's up. Got 4 sponsors, well, actually 3 this year that we're proud to have take care of helping us with this. And then we got the game action going on in the middle with the 3 sponsors and a NCAA logo. And then at the top is a nicely lit Baldwin Wallace logo. The Hoffman Group, the Cleveland Clinic, and OEC are our sponsors this year for the video scoreboard. We appreciate their generosity and help with the new technology here at Finnie Stadium. 35 seconds left and counting. Free kick by the Quakers. They're trying to make something happen in the last few minutes. BW clears it out. Lakey trying to get it out. The Quakers are all over. 10 seconds left. That's going to do it. There's just standing on the ball. There's the final horn. Your final tonight, BW 5, Wilmington 1. With the victory, BW now goes to 8-5-1 on the season and 2-1 in the Ohio Athletic Conference. And they've now have won 3 out of their last 4. Or 2 out of their last 3. With the loss, the Quakers dropped to 5-3-3 and 0-2-1 in conference play. For a quick reminder, our next women's soccer broadcast is on Tuesday, October 18th, when the Yellow Jackets host an OAC game against Heidelberg at 7 p.m. The next men's broadcast is on Tuesday, October 11th, as the Yellow Jackets host crosstown rival John Carroll at 7 p.m. The pregame show for both of those games will begin at 6:50. For my partner, Eric Kwiatkowski, I'm Jeff Miller. Thanks for joining us tonight. Our final again, Baldwin Wallace 5, Wilmington 1. Have a good night.